everything is completely new, completely brand new. All right. And raise your hand if you're going to be a freshman, or you're going to be a freshman or sophomore. Raise your hand. All right. Good chunky group. Guys, I teach freshman science. All right. At my high school, I teach freshman science. I coach wrestling. All right, guys. I get off on tangents all the time in my classroom. Right? Like it's maybe 25% of my class is me reading something and then asking my kids what they think about it. And for 30 minutes of a 50-minute period, guys, we just sit there and talk about something that I have some unique, passionate thought about. Right? Like this is not a great example of a weird situation, but right at the end of the year, we got email from the state of Ohio that next year, every school district in Ohio has to have a cell phone policy, right? And you're like, what the heck is that, right? Most schools already do, okay? But a lot of schools don't put it in their handbook, or they don't release it to parents, or they don't give it to the kid, whatever it is, right? Our school, for instance, says, here's our cell phone policy. Hey, teachers, figure it out, right? Obviously, it's not worded that way, but it's like we have teachers that do something different in every single classroom, right? So next year, we have to have a cell phone policy. Everybody has to do the same thing, whether that means, hey, you don't have to do anything, or we're going to lock your phones in boxes and that's it, right? Somewhere in between. So I told my kids about this email, guys, and one of my classes, we talked the entire class period. We did zero science, all right? We just talked about cell phones and boxes. Now, we can't do that here at Wrestling Camp because I've got stuff I got to get through. I got 4 more techniques I got to teach you. But I do have a tangent, all right? I have a tangent. I walk into practice most days. Okay, and I almost always have a kid come up and say, Coach, you gotta check this out. All right, so I walk over there. Kid's like, look at this technique I just learned. And he shows me some technique he's all excited about, right? And I'm like, cool. He's like, what are you talking about? Dude, this is awesome. I'm like, no, it freaking sucks. And he's like, what do you mean it sucks? I'm like, well, your head was over here, it should have been over there. Your elbow was out here, he's gonna underhook you and put you on your back. And you're way too far away with him. You didn't cover any space on your penetration step. It's awful. And you know what he says? Coach, it can't be awful. I saw it on TikTok. Guys, it's terrible. It's so bad. You guys come into practice and you're like, Coach, I got this awesome technique. I saw it on TikTok. I saw it on Instagram. And guys, you don't understand. What you see on those things are highlight reels. You're seeing some big national tournament. Top 5 kid in the country is wrestling his round of 32 match against a Turkey sub, and he does some awesome thing because the kid's so much worse than he is, and you guys are like, man, that's the stuff that's going to win state titles. No, guys, good solid wrestling is going to win you a state title, not TikTok and Instagram wrestling. Does that make sense? So to continue my tangent, one of my biggest things, they all come in and they're like, oh, Coach, we want to hit super ducks. Raise your hand if you like a super duck. Right? Yeah, it's awesome, man. Come up here.
You about to find out.
Big super duck. Yeah! Dude, turkey sucks. Alright? Sucks. But guys, I'm convinced this technique is what turned into a super duck. Alright? And I promise you, I would much rather you hit this than a super duck. I think you have better opportunity, I think you have better feel, and I think it's just way better technically sound than a super duck. So, we're going back to double inside ties. Double inside ties. Here. I'm going to step right, reach right. Okay, step right, reach right. Right here. All I'm trying to do is get my right hand to the back of his knee. A big mistake here, guys, is you guys commit to a single leg. You do one of these motions. All right, I put myself way out of position now. All I'm going to do is lower my level, step and reach right here. I want him to feel threatened, but I don't want him to sprawl. I just want him to pull his leg back. All right, so my whole goal is to just get my hand right there to the back of his knee. From here, I'm going to step left. I'm going to step right, reach right. I'm going to step left, reach left, and my head goes to a double leg right here. Hence the name duck, double. From here, guys, this is where it gets tricky. I take my left knee, okay? It's my off knee. Notice my right knee's got a knee pad on it because that's the knee I penetrate to. But right now, guys, I'm going to penetrate to my left knee. I penetrate to my left knee. My right elbow is going to come back to my stance, and my right leg, guys, has got to swing around hard behind me. He falls over, I grab in and score. I step right, reach right. Just get my hand right there in the back of his knee. I step left, reach left, and my head goes to a double leg. From here, guys, I penetrate to my off knee, my left knee. My right elbow comes into my stance. My right leg will spin around behind me, guys, and I'll drive in the score. Notice, I'm exaggerating some, but my right knee does not ever hit the mat until right now when I drive in to score that takedown. Right? Again, I'm a right-legged wrestler. I got a knee pad on my right knee. That knee does not touch the mat the entirety of this move. Double inside tie, step right, reach right. Okay, get there in the back of his knee. Step left, reach left, head goes to a double leg. Penetrate to your left knee, right elbow comes back to your stance, right leg swings around behind, guys. Guys, it's been a while. I've been teaching a long time. I don't know, not quite 10 years, but close to it, okay? So, it's been a long time since I was in your shoes. And 2 weeks ago, maybe I told you this, 2 weeks ago, we brought our team up here to camp. And so I teach a session, and then I go be at camp with our guys. I teach a session, I go be at camp with our guys. So I got to see some of these things get taught, again, from a different perspective. And one thing, Micah, he really emphasized his head. All right, step right, reach right. Step left, reach left. Head goes to the outside. Me, guys, when I hit this technique, I take my elbow back to my side. I swing my right leg behind me, guys, and then I almost hide my head behind his hamstring here. Okay, Micah doesn't do that. Micah, he likes to take his head and drive. Right? You've got to figure out which one of these might work best for you. If you're struggling to get him down and you need more pressure that way, then take your head and use it to drive him away from you. If you feel like, man, I got a really good job of getting his weight moving and I can pretty good at this direction, guys, then maybe you're going to hide your head. But you got to figure out which one's going to work for you. Right, step right, reach right. Step left, reach left. Head goes outside. Knee penetrates down. Left knee, right leg swings behind. Here. Swing in, swing. One time all the way through here. We're out here wrestling. I'm moving around, double inside tie. Swing and score. Make sense? Let's do it. 1, 2.